Okay, we are live. I'm Roger and Roger's shop, and Rick is that little white circle you see there to the left. He's working on having some video issues tonight, so glad that all of you could join us. So, David from South Milwaukee is here, and second Phil 3D from South Carolina. If you have any questions or anything, or any comments or subject you want to talk about, just shoot them up there, and we'll discuss it. There may be a little bit of background noise in my shop tonight because I've got four of my 3D printers running right behind me.
Nice one. Let me turn my see if I can get my camera to work. Not know why it's not showing my camera.
Technical difficulties.
No. Try the other side. Raj, you got any special plans for
Oh, I got plans for this weekend. We have an adult prom. So for the first time in 50 years, I had to ask for a girl for a prom date.
that is actually really cool, man. I never went to prom.
Of course, I won't be wearing a leisure suit this time.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh, David likes my shirt. Thank you. Got over 50 of these. All the best marketing saying hello.
So from South Carolina, hello, hello, hello. So if anyone's aware, the reason we do share these comments on the screen is because uh, all these comments are being grabbed from different social media accounts. Oh, Louisiana, hold on one second. Looks like LA Hobby Guy's gonna jump in here. Hold on one second.
Oh, you didn't send the link to Rich.
Hold on one second. I will send it right now.
Yeah, we get him on here. Well, it might be something else to look at besides my mug.
Hold on, Rich. I'm sorry. Let me get you. Let me get you the live links right now.
So just for a change today, we actually had some nice weather. Had it in the 70s today, and it's out there enjoying some of the spring weather, early spring weather.
No kidding. Sorry, guys. One second here.
Which I missed last week, but last week on Monday we had a blizzard. Tuesday we had a cold and blowing snow. But then by Friday it was in the 70s. Typical Midwest weather.
Yeah, that's just a little wild. You know, I'm looking for the email, and I just go to StreamYard and copy the link. I don't need to do that, so I'm gonna send it to you right now, Rich. And it is sent, so you should be getting your box in a second. And Rich, Roger, I'm gonna drop and come right back. I don't know why my camera's not going live. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I get to be full screen here for a little bit. So now you really get to see my ugly mug. So anybody there, like I say, you got questions or comments or whatever, fire them off. Be glad to discuss. No matter what the subject is. Jack in the shop says, "What's going on?" Well, what's going on is Rick's having technical difficulties again. And I think Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy, is going to be joining us here if Rick got the link to him.
All right, looks like
Oh, hey, there he is.
And let's see. Yep. How do I sound? Everything okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What do you think of the new wall?
Yeah, that's good.
just finished it. You know, Roger, I was saying to my wife, when you look at one of my videos, when you look at one of your videos, when you look at one of Daniel the Bearded Vikings videos, when you look at the Clack Shack videos, what you see in the videos, whether it's something you're making or whether it's a video review, is a wood shop, right? Like there's a lot of these influencers who they're not in a wood shop, or they're not in a shop. They're literally doing a review in a studio, right? And so I just don't know how, like, as a person, that I'd be looking at someone to say, how trustworthy is this review? Are you actually really using that tool, or are you just doing the unboxing and saying, you know, hitting that easy button? And this is the best of whatever that you're doing, and you know, whatever. So the point I brought all that up was, I want to, because my shop is not always like camera ready, I would say, because it is being used as a shop. I'm trying to make it more presentable, and that my tools would be in an organized fashion, because of those boxes, as nice as they are when I was in the field, when I'm at home, I have to rip everything out to get everything out. It's just not easy for me to shoot footage all the time.
Well, since I did my wall out in the shop with the tool mounts, I tend to put them back now, instead of leaving them laying all over the place and piled up. So yeah, I have a DeWalt wall too, with one Milwaukee hanging on it.
Yeah. So I'm happy. It took longer than I thought because of 3D printing, and we all know 3D printing is not fast.
Yeah, I printed all my own mounts. Had to design a couple for some custom stuff.
Yeah, and I did some things different, like the nail guns. Every one that I saw, they actually faced it upside down, right? Like hanging it by where it pulls the nails in. I don't like that. And facing it the other direction took up a lot of space, so I faced it upright. And had the direct between the handle and the back butt, so it sat good. And now I got one on each side.
Now I've even got, see if I can turn the camera that way. Oops, the other way.
Yeah.
And up a little bit.
What are those things called again? What's that, the backing? What is that called?
Mine's hex. There's two different varieties of it. But I went with the hex something.
So Rich is in, but he's buffering. Yeah, that's cool. I just took our favorite.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, had a little bit of a delay there, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah. We were just talking about shop presence, trying to keep your environment in the background camera ready at all times. What do we do to organize it to make it more camera ready?
Nothing.
I was saying that a lot of these people that are doing these reviews, they do a product review in a studio, not a shop. That's a big
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
There's not a tool in sight. It's just a fancy table, right?
I don't have a studio, so.
Yeah, neither do I.
I do have 3 shops though, so you're gonna see the mess no matter where it is.
So you were helping your son pump out some shirts today?
Yeah, there's a Cajun festival going on a few miles from here this weekend, and they ordered 250 shirts last year and ran out. So this year they ordered 300, but they didn't get their order in until yesterday. I think we got the graphics from the designer. So sort of like a rush job. What's that?
Silk screen? What kind of shirt?
I can hardly hear you.
Silk screen. You make them.
No, DTF.
Oh, DTF? Okay.
Yeah.
Is my audio low? I can adjust that.
Yeah, your audio is low.
Okay.
I'm afraid if I turn my volume up, it'll be reverbing.
I turned it up. Let me know if I'm catching on my own.
Boy, now it's even worse.
Mine's worse?
Oh, there you go. Now you're fine.
Okay.
Is mine okay, Roger?
Yeah.
You sound good to me.
Fine.
You know what? we jumped you in the live real quick, and I'm sure you don't need any introduction to anyone who's in the industry, but we do have a lot of noobs, Rich. So you want to introduce yourself really quick?
Not really getting what you're saying there. Sorry.
I said, to anyone in the industry, there's no real introduction needed for you. But there's a lot of noobs on the watching us. So would you mind introducing yourself?
Oh, no, of course. Well, I have a YouTube channel, the Louisiana Hobby Guy, and I concentrate on mostly lasers, but I do some 3D printing, and my son shares a shop with me a few miles away, and he does like hats and DTF printing and UV printing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so the one thing I think that you're kind of coined for, or I would say any influencer has, they're trying to copy each other. LightBurn tutorials, I think that don't even try. You definitely
LightBurn is fun for me. You know, I originally started with LightBurn when it was its first beta, when Jason first launched it. I think it was for he built the system for his wife, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow!
They had a CO2 laser. They were living in California at the time, and they were doing like weekend shows and things like that. And she was using a program that came with the eBay laser, and she was using the Chinese program that came with it, and it was really hard to use. So that's how he got started. And when he offered up the beta version, I forget what, I think it was like 0.3 or something like that. I was the first one to grab it because I have a lot of friends. I used to have my own software that I distributed to my friends that have lasers. And, you know, this is New Orleans. Lots of people like to come here to visit. And when my friends come, if they don't have a laser, they usually wind up going home with one. So, so the software was always an issue. And at first I created my own and used that. And then when Jason launched LightBurn, I immediately switched over to that because it was just so much better. And I started making training videos for my friends, which there were a lot of them, and like common questions. So I published them to my Google Drive, and I wound up filling up my drive. And I was like, guys, I'm not paying any more money for this Google Drive. I'm paying enough already. So one of my friends, Tony, said, well, just start a YouTube channel and, you know, make the video for everybody. And that's where all the really crappy videos started about 4 years ago. And I did concentrate on LightBurn for a very long time. And I still do. LightBurn is still my favorite design tool.
Yeah, I think that LightBurn's like Photoshop. There's always something you can learn.
Yeah, are you on the wrong mic? I think your
I can't hardly hear you now.
Hold on, let me check.
I think your microphone might be on your camera. Oh, almost.
Is that better?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the wrong mic. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay. You like my new coffee mug?
Nice one.
My wife made
copper?
this. Huh?
Is it copper?
No, it's ceramic. My wife made it. She just got back from the Philippines. And while she was there, she went to visit someplace, and she actually made this.
Very cool. Very cool.
My favorite mug now.
ABT Marketing said, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Oh, good. I can turn my volume down.
Now am I screaming at you?
Yeah. No, it's perfect now.
Okay.
Hey, Jack.
Jack in the shop said, what's going on?
Hey, Steve.
They said, is Steve going to join tonight? Steve's not going to join tonight. He has some family functions he's attending. So you got Rich, Roger, and Rich. How you like that?
I was talking to Steve and Terry.
Yeah. Jack said the wall would look better in red.
I think so. I agree with that.
You know, I don't have a problem with Milwaukee. I do have a couple Milwaukee tools, but I was already so deep into the DeWalt, and they do
Yeah.
everything I need them to do, and I have no issues with them. And I have no issues with Milwaukee. I know they got the red versus yellow, but
Well, if
yeah,
I were to organize my shop like that, I would never find anything. So I may be very disorganized, but I know where most things are. As long as the gremlins don't come out, they come out at night, you know. So
Nice.
other than that, I'm happy with my disorganization here.
I think that on most union jobs, you either see DeWalt or Milwaukee, right? That's kind of the
right,
standard.
yeah, that's the standard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you pull out any tool that's not that, they're probably going to card you. Right, Roger? I'm going to need to see your card.
Especially if it says something like
Yeah.
tool shop or
Ryobi, yeah, they ain't.
Chicago Electric or
ABT Marketing said, wow, that's a lot of DeWalt. Yeah. Yeah.
I am sort of unusual when it comes to power tools. So I have my favorite is the DeWalt, but I have, you know, 5 different everything from Craftsman
Okay.
to off-brand Chinese stuff. Just depends on what I need it for at the time. If I just need it for a particular project, I'll buy something made in China. You know, well, most of them are made there anyway now, but I'll buy a cheap brand if I need something just for a specific job. But I have most of next door that way is a wood shop, which I never do videos in, but I've got pretty much most of the tools that I need in there.
Yeah.
And most
I
of them
agree
are very old.
I agree on a cheap tool when it needs to be, right? Like a lot of people beat up Harbor Freight, but like when I had to cut my foundation to put a big commercial door in to get equipment down in my basement, I'm going to use that one time, right? If I
Yeah.
would have bought a DeWalt in Milwaukee, it would have been like $1,000.
Right, exactly.
You know, I went to Harbor Freight. I used it once. I'll probably never use that tool ever again, and the job's done. You know, if I
Yeah.
did it every single day, that's probably not the tool that I should have bought, but it was
Yeah.
right for the job.
Yeah. I have a lot of old tools. I have tools that my father gave me, as a matter of fact. So some of them are, you know, 60, 70 years old.
Yeah.
And they still work perfectly. A couple of the tools I had to fix, usually just the power cords. You know, you have to change out the power cord because it gets all brittle and broken. But other than that, you know, my father believed in Craftsman when it was made in the USA. And
Yes.
I have a lot of Craftsman tools. In fact, I answered about 3 years ago, maybe 4. I answered an ad on Craigslist for somebody that was selling a really nice Craftsman drill press, a full-size stand-up drill press, articulating. And I drove out to this old boy's house, and he was about 90, and he brought me into this big, huge woodshed that he had. It was probably 40 by 80. And brought me over to the machine, and he said, "It's never worked."
What?
And I said, "It's never worked." He said, "No, I bought this back in the late 70s, and it looked brand new. And except for, you know, like rust on the column and stuff like that." He said, "I bought this back in the late 70s, and it never worked from day one." Because I asked him, "Why are you asking $50 for it?" So he says, "Yeah, $50 and it's yours." And so I looked at it, and he plugs it in, and he turns it on, and the motor just hums. And I said, "No, turn it off, turn it off." You know, trying to show me what the issue was. So I opened the cover, and he's got the fan belt on both of the big wheels. Right.
Oh,
So I you know, rolled it down, put it down, big wheel to small wheel, and closed the cover and flipped the switch, and the thing started right up, ran perfectly. And he just stood there and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it was that easy." And then he said, then he wouldn't take my money. Then he said, no, you know what? You can have it for free.
Nice.
And I brought that home and took it apart and sanded it down and, you know, got it back to brand new condition. The only thing was the metal parts, you know, were rusted. So got rid of all the rust, and I'm about to go attack it again to get rid of all the pitting because I got a new fiber laser cleaner.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm going to run over it again, all of those parts, and get rid of all the pitting that's on there as well. But yeah, one of the best buys I ever got.
I was definitely a craftsman guy. When Sears went out of business, that was like, man.
Yeah.
That was I know it's not politically correct to say, but Roger probably could agree. We use dikes a lot, like cutters, side cutters, angle cutters, and they go dull. Well, when you had the Craftsman Pros, you could just exchange any hand tool at a lifetime warranty. So if they weren't sharp, just walk in there and be like, what's wrong with them? They're like, they're not sharp. Like, okay, you know what I mean? So
well, you know, in Sears later years, before they went belly up, they also carried Klein tools.
Yeah,
and you know that's what I always use. And you know, you can take them back to the wholesaler, and you got to mess around and how did it break and all this and that. You go into Sears and say, hey, you know, this broke. Oh, there you go. Give me a new one.
No, well, I got to say, I've exchanged some of my old, you know, 1960s screwdrivers at Lowe's, and they exchange it with no problem.
That's cool. That's cool. So they're keeping the brand name like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Ventari said, Jack in the shop, anything but orange. So what tool is orange? Oh, that's Vapor.
That's Dave's color.
Works. Black and Decker's orange. Works is orange.
Yeah.
Dave's shop is everything's orange.
I heard that Vivor, however you say it.
Yeah, Vivor.
They're trying to go directly competition now with Harbor Freight, and they're actually going to be opening stores.
Really? So, they're in Harbor Freight, they're in my Harbor Freight. They have an entire wall of machines in my Harbor Freight.
I don't know that I saw that. I was just in there. Maybe missed that one, but supposedly they're going to be opening stores. So
really,
to see.
Well, it would be smart. I can say that I've got a bunch of Viver stuff. Everything from, you know, the big open pit rotary barbecue to hat presses to everything you can imagine, and I've never had a single issue with any of their machines, except for one, which was my mistake. My favorite workbenches are the Viva workbenches, you know, with this 2-inch wood on top and the metal sides. And the only time I ever had a problem was I got one of those workbenches, didn't have the legs, the very first one that I bought. And I emailed them, and they sent me a whole brand new workbench. And then 3 days later, I found out that the legs were stored inside each other.
You got
so I emailed them back, and I said, I found the legs, my mistake. Do you want me to return? Because I hadn't gotten the delivery on the new one yet. Do you want me to return it or refuse it when it comes? And they said, no, just keep it.
That's cool. That's cool. No, that's good when brands stay on their name like that. You know, I had an MTX speaker on my Harley, and it blew, and they just mailed me a new one. You know, and it's like a $500 speaker. And I said, well, do you need my credit card? So I returned the other one. No, you're just gonna mail me one? Yeah. When you get a chance, return it. You know what I mean? But for now, like, they've gained a loyal customer forever when you do those type of things. You know.
Yeah. So Amazon's not my favorite place to shop. I try and shop local when I can, but when it comes to anything electronic, I only buy it from Amazon because I have that warranty program that you pay $20 a month for.
I did the same exact thing because I kept buying warranties on things. So now you just pay that $25. And the cool thing is everything in the past before you purchase that is now covered.
Exactly. And I found that out about 3 months ago. I had bought a high-end switcher, you know, to switch cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a tablet version, and has some really great functions. Worked well for about a year. and then all of a sudden it started having all kinds of problems. So I filed a claim with the warranty, and they said, send it to us. I sent it to them, and 3 days later they said, well, we can't fix it, so we're giving you the $1,500 back.
That's crazy, yeah. And that's Allstate who's actually the insurer, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jack said them tools are too clean. I don't know. Maybe it just looks that way in the light.
Yeah, that's another thing about being organized, is that people think that you're so organized, you're not doing anything.
Well, you don't want to look at my shop, because you damn well know that I've been doing something. There's if there's a flat surface, there's crap piled on.
Yeah.
Jack in the shop says, I want to have some shelves to show them things I make, not the tools I use. Yeah, like I said, because I always carried my tools in the field, I always had the DeWalt stackables, and they're outstanding, especially when working in downtown Chicago and you got to walk 3 blocks from your car is. That's great. Or you're in a bad neighborhood, you can take all your tools because you don't want to come back to no tools.
Yeah.
But when you bring them, now I bring my tools into my home, they're not, it sucks to have to unclick everything just to get a tool at the bottom. So that's why I put it on the wall. Yeah. Jack in the shop said, everyone knows Rich.
I know Jack.
Hello from Cleveland, Ohio. If anyone has any questions, let us know. Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live, and of course, always let us know where you're joining from. So you mentioned you have that laser cleaner. Can you tell us anything about it, or you're not allowed to talk about it yet?
No, I can talk about it. It's a portable. It's from X Laser Lab. I actually did a video on it on my channel, introducing the company. They came to visit me at my other shop, and we did some testing with it. We cleaned the hitch on my truck. It was just amazing, how well it worked. And it's just a small, maybe 24-inch unit. It's on wheels, and everything packs inside of it. And it's got a little handle that's got, it's got a 5-meter cable on the handle, and on the head itself is a LCD screen where you can change all of your settings.
Oh, wow.
And there's just a ton of different settings, and it's a MOPA laser as well. So there's a little attachment that comes with it. You put it into a cradle on your workbench, and then you can actually engrave images and things like that, like you would with a regular MOPA laser.
So how many volts does that run on?
It runs on 110.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, I was hoping that it would run on my truck, the outlet in my bed, but I come to find out that outlet's only 400 watts, so it's not good for anything.
Okay. Well, speaking of Harbor Freight, there you go. You can get your cheapo. What's crazy is that that red and black version, their high-end generator. In the field, we all carried these Honda generators.
Yeah.
They are identical to the Harbor Freight. They have to be the actual same thing. Yeah. We actually bought one for Harbor Freight. We stuck it next to it. We're like, dude, it's the same exact thing. Like, it is the same. We took the covers off. We're like, what the heck? But Harbor Freight's pretty good at making things of their own. Look at Snap-ons, sued them for their products being too close to Snap-ons.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't have a problem with Harbor Freight.
No.
Ever. I don't abuse my tools.
Yeah.
So I really have nothing to worry about. And you can consider them disposable, really, if you have a job to do. And sometimes I don't even want to use my tools. Like, for instance, if I'm using a plane, or if I'm carving something or something like that, I don't want to use my tools. They're too expensive. So I'll run to Harbor Freight and spend $15 for a one-time use, and then give them to my son afterwards.
Yeah. I used to paint cars with their guns, and I had a prime gun and a clear gun, and I called them throwaways because I literally would throw the gun away after I painted the car. I wouldn't even paint. Yeah. Jack in the shop said, everything I got is Milwaukee. That is what we use at work, and I want to say the same battery platform. I think Roger hit that nail on the head when we first said the problem is that nowadays tools are so well built, right? And they kind of keep up with each other. Like Milwaukee has something that Walt doesn't. That, they're not far behind each other. But once you get kind of committed to the battery, you'll never switch. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's why I have so many DeWalts.
Yeah,
because the batteries are just so good, and I have so many of them. So
yeah, absolutely. ABT Market said, "I love DeWalt and Milwaukee tools. What do you guys think about Black & Decker?"
Black & Decker is for the entry level homeowner. Maybe a couple times a year, handyman.
If it lasts a year.
Yeah.
Black & Decker is not Black & Decker anymore. So they used to be good. If you find something that's 25 years old, you have a good piece of machinery. But if you find, if you're going to buy something brand new, you may as well buy it from Weber because it's a Chinese brand now.
Yeah, I have an old Black & Decker hammer drill, corded hammer drill. It was my father's. That thing still works like a champ. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Tony said, hello from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, good day for Perth out under.
Good day. Good day, mate.
So, Roger, what are you printing behind you?
A V6 engine.
Literally?
Literally. And it runs with beer cans.
Oh, it's the one, the ones with the holders, or it has six. So
you might have seen that on Maker's World.
Yeah, it's a short block with no heads on it.
Yeah.
So you put the beer cans and the pistons. Yeah.
I saw that. I thought, I got to have that. Take it down on the Nights on 10 bar.
That's cool. That's cool. Jack said, you were late. You must be getting up, ready to sleep in. Did you sleep in? No, I was getting my son settled, and I was having some issues with my camera, but I had to drop and come back in and got it going. So sorry. So I want to do a public service announcement as it is. Baseball is about to start. A lot of people are going to bars and stuff like that and watching the game. One of my sisters recently went to a bar and she was drugged, and she actually died and had to resuscitate her. And 30 minutes later, she came back. My sister has epilepsy, so that person did that to her doesn't know that could have actually caused way more complications than whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to just warn women, be cautious of your drinks. If you go to the bathroom and you leave your drink on the table, just buy a new one.
Yeah.
If someone offers you a drink, don't drink. Or if you have somebody at the table who's a girlfriend of yours and she's actually going to pay attention to your drink, then fine. But that $4 or $5 drink, whatever that drink may cost, there's a lot of people out there with really bad intentions. Just be careful.
Here in Louisiana, they have something new. They'll ask you if you want a cover for your drink, and they'll give it to you sealed. No, I'm online. Thank you. My wife's walking in with steaks.
Oh.
Okay, I'll be there soon. So you can actually, they'll always ask the women here now, do you want a cover? And they have this machine that just puts a plastic cover over the top and you poke a straw through it. So yeah, that's a very hot topic right now.
Yeah. So very crazy. Scary.
I got that one right there.
He wants the extras. Then come pick it up. Tony said, Rick, your sound and picture finally worked.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah. Looks good tonight.
Yeah. So we're hardwired, and we're using the Insta360 camera. And I upgraded my internet speed to 2 gigs.
Megan's asking, hello, can you etch or engrave glass tile? Yes, but a CO2 laser would be the best way to do it, not a diode laser. It is.
Actually, UV, I would suggest, would be the best way to do it.
But if you have a diode laser, yeah, there is a way you can kind of sort of do it. But if I'm doing glass, I'll use my CO2. I don't have a UV, so.
Yeah. Well, the difference is that the diode and the CO2, they actually fracture the glass. while the UV is a cold laser, and it doesn't fracture the glass. It just changes the properties of it. So that would be the best way to go if you can afford one.
What's crazy about that statement is that lately we've been having people on our live saying that when they're making those 3D square cubes on a UV laser, that days after making them they crack.
No, it depends. I guess it depends on the quality of the crystal that you buy.
Right. But it wasn't right away. It was days later that it happened.
This one is about a month old, and of course the battery's dead now. But this is about a month old. And it's, a deep 3D engrave. But can't imagine why the battery would die so quickly. It's probably just not seated right. Oh, battery's dead. But they're really
in Australia got taken over by DeWalt.
Well, DeWalt and Black & Decker have always been kind of in bed together anyhow.
Yeah, but Black & Decker is no longer Black & Decker, so they're
no.
It's a Chinese company now that bought the name.
Yeah.
Jack in the Shop said UV is the best. What's crazy is that there was like 3-4 hardcore companies marketing online with the UV. Now as everyone's starting to slowly come out with the UV lasers.
Yeah.
I hope that the prices start dropping to be a little bit more affordable.
I just got a new one from We Create. It's the best one I've seen so far. I've got 3 of them. And it is a combo. It's a UV laser, and then you can switch the lens, and in the software, click MOPA, and you've got a 60-watt JPT MOPA. So both in the same machine, small footprint, and they're going to retail it for $4,000. So for the cost of a UV laser anywhere else, or a MOPA laser anywhere else, you get both of them, the UV and the MOPA. It's going to be a really nice project. In fact, I need to finish my video on that because that they're launching the Kickstarter soon.
Megan said I have the X-Tool P2.
Yeah, Chris saying UV would be best for glass. Well, for me, I kind of got to use what I got. So.
Yeah. Well, CO2 works well as well, but whenever I've done glass on the CO2, I did a bunch of it last year on the one behind me there, the arm laser, and I noticed that I had to go back afterwards with a cloth, and I forget what they call those cloths, an abrasive cloth,
fiber.
Yeah. Yeah, you just had to almost sand it, to get rid of, because you can get little fibers in your fingerprint, in your fingers. So people that were like using the glasses afterwards or whatever, you don't want them to get glass fibers because it does, it does damage the glass, and that's how you get the effect. So basically you have to go back and sand it.
My biggest issue I had with doing glass on my CO2 was when I started to do tempered glass and trying to get the right settings nailed down. This boy, I don't know how many times I had a pile of redneck diamonds in the bottom of the
I bet. I had
just crack, it shatters.
I had a subscriber in Florida that contacted me, and he wanted to do glass doors, cabinet doors. And I told him, I said, wow, you're going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money dialing that in because, those doors tend to explode while you're doing your material tests. And I guess about maybe 2 months later, he wrote me back and he said, "I give up."
Some things aren't worth it.
Tempered glass is hard to do. Though tempered glass is when you see like the animals and stuff that's etched into the glass.
Yeah.
They actually use a little hammer machine. It's a CNC machine, and it's got like a little diamond tipped point, and it just goes around hammering everything, and that's how they engrave those glass doors. So it's a very specialized bit and CNC, very specialized bit and CNC just for doing the tempered glass, and very expensive.
Chris said, "Yeah, the cracking is from incorrect settings." We're talking about the UV engraving. Was Chris's cracking?
Yeah.
Got a question for you, Rich.
She got back last week. Thank God. She's been gone since January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Every time she leaves, for some reason, my magic laundry basket stops working. And I wind up having to do the laundry. Normally I throw my stuff in the laundry basket and 2 days later it's back in my drawers. But when she leaves, it just stops working.
The elves are gone.
Yeah.
Jack said, "I've been looking at the We Create laser combo. I did not know Rich already had one."
Oh, they've got a couple of laser combos like the Lumos. I've got one sitting on my desk right here.
Yeah, they have the Lumos, and then they have the Lumos Plus, I think it is, and then the Lumos Ultra. So I've had the Ultra here since last year. It's just that I haven't had time to get into it. I just recently started. A couple of weeks ago, I started doing some tests, maybe a month ago, and I haven't even looked at the one that's in the middle there, the Lumos Plus, I think it's called, or something like that.
Tony said Scotch Brite. That's what he uses to.
That's it, Scotch Brite. Thanks, Tony.
Chris said, "I don't like the glass fracturing feel on the CO2. The UV has no physical feel to engrave it on."
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. It changes the properties of the glass, and you don't feel anything at all.
So does it feel or look more frosted than engraved?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to run your material test,
Right.
to get the right settings, and you can make it look more frosted or less whatever you want. And but when you run your finger over it, you don't feel anything at all. It's like it's not there.
That's cool. Chris said, "I'm happy with the Sculpt Fun UV so far. You can still make glass confetti with it."
Yeah.
Roger had a different name for it. What'd you call it, Roger?
Well, the tempered glass, I call them redneck diamonds.
Redneck diamonds. Yeah, there might be a market for those.
Yeah, you get a whole bunch of little tiny squares. And boy, are they a pain in the ass to clean out of that Montfort Lake.
Yeah.
So we were talking about practical prints. And I printed these guys. Oh, man, I'm so happy with them. So you can put them in the center of your filament.
Yeah.
And screw this in. Then put your little...
the desiccant beds in it.
Yes. That has been great. That has been great.
I printed two of the real big ones so that I can transfer it to them, because I have a problem with with one of my printers. It doesn't really like those cardboard reels. Mm-hmm. So I have to transfer it from the cardboard. And I also printed a little machine to transfer it, where you just turn the dial and I have to transfer it from the cardboard to the PLA.
Here's something I printed to dry my desiccant beads. You print a whole bunch of those, and they're going to a reel, and you set them inside the dryer, and you let it run, and
really,
they're all dried out, ready to go again.
Wow. So, do you use a dryer rack? You put it in on a rack?
Yeah, that's a that particular one's a Sunlow, but yeah, it works fine.
Yeah, I got a Sunlow too right there. Yeah.
Now, the other one I got down here is a Grat kit. Then I got I don't remember, another one out in the loft. I don't remember what brand that is, but it's thing's huge, so I don't use it much.
Yeah, I bought the Sundu at Micro Center because they price matched Amazon, and Amazon was by far the cheapest.
So Megan, I think the reason why Roger is etching the back of the glass tile is so that the front of the glass tile is still smooth to the touch.
Right.
And that's the way I think most people do it. You reverse your image and you engrave the back side. So I don't think you really want to be etching the front side of a glass tile.
No, if you're going to be somebody be touching it or
yeah.
Spectrum Reality said, "Good evening, folks. A little late to the stream. I guess Steve almost missed it. Yeah, Steve will not be joining us tonight. You're stuck.
For our viewers to know, every third Wednesday I will not be here because I am the chief quesadilla chef for Giant Margarita and Taco Night. And I'm the guy that makes all the quesadillas. And boy, do I make a lot of them.
Mexican dishes, quesadilla.
Yep.
Chicken quesadillas. But I order that every time we go to my local restaurant here.
Yep.
I look at the menu for 10 minutes and then I order the same thing.
I laugh because we say dad jokes, but I saw this joke. It said, I loved it by my kids are so cultural diverse. When we go to an Italian restaurant, they order chicken fingers. When we go to a Mexican restaurant, they order chicken fingers.
I saw that.
That was fun. I just saw that today.
Whatever restaurant, they all order chicken fingers. Yeah, what the heck? So, you got any upcoming reviews you're gonna do on something that you can let us know? Maybe something cool to look forward to.
Well, right now I've got a bunch of stuff in the works. I've been so backed up, since last January with all my medical issues that I've had, that I've gotten backed up on lots of stuff. But I guess what's coming up is going to be the X Laser Lab, the cleaner engraver, the portable cleaner engraver. The We Create Lumos Ultra is going to be after that, or maybe the other way around. And then I've got the Hans laser, the dual fiber laser, it's fiber and diode. And I've got like a budget class 1 laser that I want to do a video on because people are always asking me, what's the best budget? They don't want to step up to something like the Alien Cell behind me, which is a incredible machine. I've already got a playlist on that on my channel with about 14 videos in it. It's just an awesome machine. And what else is coming up? I'm working on something I get a lot of questions on, which is just about any of my subscribers that buy a fiber laser. They wind up messaging me and telling me how frustrated they are that they can't get it to work. So I think one of the things that they're missing is how to use a fiber laser. And right now I've got my script laid out for a Q switch, and I'm working on the MOPA. I'm going to try and put together a video to teach them what to do. So, the biggest problem that people make is they do, power, speed, frequency, focus, all of these things at the same time. And they're guessing at settings, and they're watching YouTube videos, and they're using other people's settings, and none of that ever works. So to simplify it, just dial in run your power and speed test first, then run your LPI test, then run your defocusing test. And as long as you keep frequency last, that's frequency is just on a Q switch laser. Frequency is just fine tuning. You
Yeah.
you got to run all the basics first on your material tests, and then you have to zoom in on those parts that look good, of the test, and expand your material test to those grids. And once you get all that dialed in, then you start, working with your frequency to fine tune everything. So I'm working on a video. I have my Q switch laser down here under the desk. I have to put that back on the bench next door so that I can actually show them, as I go. Once you dial these settings in, then there's a whole new world of fiber lasers that open up to you.
Yeah.
Even people say you can't get colors. You can only get silver, white, and brown, and gray, and stuff like that out of a Q switch. Absolutely not true. You can get all kinds of colors out of a Q switch if you start experimenting with defocusing.
One thing I saw. Go ahead.
No, good.
I was going to say the one thing I see a lot of people doing engraving is they don't show after the engraving process, and that's why when I was showing my challenge coins, I was saying this thing looks like a mint coin, but after it comes off the laser engraver, it doesn't look like that. There's some elbow grease that goes in after the fact, and I
you got to clean it.
Showing that process because people were so discouraged, like they did something wrong. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. That's how it looks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So,
that little box right over there, next to my chiller. That's a dental rotary tool. So basically, what it is you have the motor part is separate from the rotary tool, and that's actually for that video that I was talking about on how to clean up your engraving afterwards. And then sometimes you want to blacken it, other times you want to polish it. There's all kinds of post processing that goes on as well to determine the final look.
So I use an old Craftsman one, and it has a little wand so I can do the little fine stuff too. Yeah. Great. Montreal, you said I also generally order the same thing from the menu at pretty much every restaurant. They all have their dish.
Yeah, but do you sit there and read the menu for 10 minutes? I think to myself, I'm going to get something different this time. And then when the server comes over to take the order, I'm like, yeah, okay. I have a special dish at every restaurant I go to.
I'm the same way. Chris said, I look at the menu to see if I can convenience myself with something different. It doesn't work often.
Nope.
A lot of times I'm stuck. I've got certain restaurants. I do the same thing all the time.
Yeah. I think we all do that.
Yeah. Chris said a fiber laser requires more material tests due to extra parameters needed for a good result.
Yeah.
Bottom, I guess. So I'll see if I can.
Yeah. So I mean, really, any laser there's no such thing as doing one material test or two material tests. Doesn't matter what laser you have. I have a box for the alien cell with about 30 different material tests in it, and only using 3 different materials so far. So one thing that I suggest is you get a box. I use these little plastic boxes like I have up here, and I just keep putting all my material tests in those boxes, and that way you can always refer back to them later and zoom in on a particular area, if you need something. And if you guys haven't seen my video, if you go to my channel and search for 50 shades, just search for 50, the number 50, and I did a video called 50 Shades of Gray, and shows you even how to get color on wood.
I think you hit the nail on the head, though. The problem with a fiber laser is there's a lot of different parameters, and if you start messing with them all at the same exact time, you're just going to get confused on the results.
That's right,
because you don't know what's improving, you just got to kind of hone in on the settings as you're making them along.
Right. I mean, everything starts with speed and power. And then you just look at the grid and you find an area where, like, you may have 2 whole columns that don't print anything, right? Or don't burn anything.
Right.
Eliminate those. So, and then you may have two at the bottom that are engraving instead of, annealing. Eliminate those and shrink down the size of the grid. Run the same 10 by 10 pattern or whatever you're using, and that'll expand out your results. And you just keep doing that till you get the results that you're looking for.
I had a customer want me to make a slate coaster, but slick it out, sand it, so that it looked like a hockey puck, and then laser engrave it with a player on it. And when he's hitting the puck, it's flying. It says "fuck it," like like it's like in the air.
It says "puck it."
Yeah.
But
man, that thing came out so badass. I was like, but it's crazy that I would have never ever thought to do it. And the fact that he's like, "Can you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can."
Yeah.
But turned out pretty cool. How slate can look so different with sanding, right? If you start wet sanding that, man, that thing can. Yeah. Question for you, Rich.
I still have my Anchor Make M5C that you did a video on. Yeah. So I don't have that anymore. I gave that to Jeremy up in Illinois when he came to visit, and he broke it. So, but I used that one for a long time.
Dewey said someone's TV is coming through.
I think that's Roger's 3D printing.
You might hear my 3D printers, but I don't have a TV down here.
I think it's the 3D printers, that little sound in the background.
Rick said, sorry I'm late, but I did make it. Better late than never. Nathan never. Appreciate you dropping in. Let us know if you have any questions.
Just don't let it happen again.
So I've been bombarded with people saying, when are you going to start dropping CNC content? And very soon. I'm getting ready. So definitely did some shop upgrades because I wanted to kind of have a more polished look, even though I was making fun of someone doing that. But the biggest thing to me was lighting. And it was kind of hard to me to film CNC because it's just so loud. Like audio's not, there's no audio involved, right? You got to dub over it. Right. And then I'm my own biggest problem because my fat head and big body's in the way, right? So my wife got me one of these cool guys. And I think some of it, I'm just going to kind of set my phone out the way and have it track it. Yeah. Kind of like a drone almost look. And then talk about things. But it was difficult to see, like, how do I actually make good footage on this that I'm not holding a camera with my hand following the CNC around?
Right.
So he said, yes, sir. He won't be late. There you go. Roger, you want to take this?
So the level when someone tells me something can't be done, I get stubborn until I get some sort of result. May not be what I want, but it shows it can be done, and I am the same way.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Hold my beer.
I think it's an age thing, when you pass a certain age, it's like, you can't do it. There's nothing I can't do. I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out.
So funny story. One of my garages, the roof has a leak. And I've been trying to get someone to fix it. My wife says, you can't fix it yourself? And I said, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it myself. So I'll be tearing off my roof and doing it myself. Just like, man. Sometimes though, it's like we gotta think like, even though you're capable of doing something, could you be doing something else more useful with your time to make more money than you're paying someone?
Yeah.
But then you also get like, someone may not do as good a job as you would have done, kind of deal. But
yeah, a roof is one thing I won't mess with though.
Yeah, what's a one-story garage?
My roofing days are over. I do know how to do it, and I used to do it, but yeah. Although if you did a doghouse roof, I'd do that for you.
That's what I'm saying. It's a one-story garage. My house, maybe back off that a little bit.
I did my house in 2006 after Hurricane Katrina, and it wasn't a problem. It was just a lot of work. It took an entire 2 days. Yeah. So. Like Rick said, you can be doing better things with your time than fixing a roof. you know.
Yeah. And someone who does it all day, every day, they're just gonna rip through it like nothing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Roger, you have any upcoming projects, something you're gonna be coming out with soon?
I do need to get a video out or two on this Lumos that's sitting here. I just had to look to see which version I had because I've played with it some, but it's just the basic Lumos.
Okay.
That's a great little machine.
Yeah, and I've engraved on some tools and steel and copper and brass. And a little short on gold and silver bullion this week, but
So if anyone wants to make any gold donations to Roger, we'll do some.
I need some too, so don't leave me out of that.
1 ounce bars accepted.
But other than that, I have 4 commercial greenhouses and they're in full production, and it is. I mean, I'm putting in really, really long days, so this is kind of a break to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said to me, Rick, are you scared to wear that chain now in public? And I says, what are you talking about? This, gold's up to like over $2,000 an ounce. You're probably wearing close to $7,000 around your neck. You're not wearing that walking in public. And I said, I'm Mexican. He said, what do you mean? I said, you don't know if I got a gun. You don't know if I got a knife. You know what I got.
Well, I'm not quite sure where you've been, but this morning gold was at 4,700. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. So pretty crazy. I saw a lot of people going to Costco and Sam's and actually buying gold.
Yeah.
And they were a couple dollars under like fair market value under, but people were literally buying it and within days making like hundreds. You know?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yep.
Chris, I regret I'm too old to get on the roof space to run cabling. That's my son-in-law's for now. Yep, there you go.
So that's my reverb. I think that people are hearing me talking. One of you guys has your speakers up too loud.
I'm gonna mute.
Okay, let's test it now. Nope, it's not Roger.
You hear me? Hello. Is you?
Mine is reverbing through your speakers, Rick.
All right, hold on. Let me lower my speakers.
Okay, how about
So I
now?
know it can't be reverbing through mine because mine is in my
No, because you're reverbing.
It could be echoing, Roger.
No, we're both reverbing through Rick's speakers. Rick's coming into his microphone. Just lower your speakers a little bit, Rick.
Yeah, hold on. I put the reducer on. Automatically adjust. How's that?
I don't know.
Right.
Still got it. Your volume's too high.
All right, I lowered it down.
All right.
Better?
Not really, but well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Sorry. All right.
Your microphone is probably omnidirectional, so it's picking up from everywhere.
Let me lift this a little.
If you get these things like I got, you stick in your ears.
Yeah.
You got no reverb. You got no feedback. You got microphones built in.
Yeah, or you need a condenser mic that only, like my mic will only pick up what I say. Anything.
Normally I use my JDS mic, but I didn't get a chance to plug it in right before we went live. So sorry, guys. This Mac Pro, it only has. I need to get an extension so I can push it off because they're too close. I can't put that adapter on. Spectrum Reality said, I certainly doing some gold slotching this summer on my property. That'd be cool. I would actually enjoy doing that, even if I didn't. Just the experience of trying.
Yeah, I can hear Roger's echo too.
Yeah. Come over on you.
Let me see if I can get this mic set up real quick here. Hold on. Let me grab a.
Maybe if you just turn your speakers around, that might work.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
It's the speaker gremlins. Yes.
Yeah, I see that down there.
No, Chris is definitely not me. It's Rick. I get you. Yeah. Not used to having another R name in the live stream.
Rick walked away, and we're still getting the back feed.
Yeah, because it's coming through his microphone.
Hold on. I'll fix it. I stuck it on a cable so that way it's away from the
All right.
Hold on.
It's still there.
No, because I haven't turned the mic on yet. Switch.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right. How's that, guys? Is that better?
I think it's still the same.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not coming through that way.
Hold on. All right.
It's
Better?
not your microphone. Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get down to Santa's laser engraving comment. They just cracked me out.
Said it's the speaker gremlins.
Rick, if you just turn your speakers around to face the other way.
I'm using the onboard speakers in my Mac.
Oh, that's why. I guess we got to deal with the gremlins.
Sorry. Musty Rick. Anything to do with lives is haunting. Man, I've been struggling lately. Since the other week, what's happening with Rick? Yeah.
Hey, Santa.
Santa's Lady Great said, go ahead, read it.
I was just
Running
saying,
late this evening, and the first thing I see is Rick has a problem. LOL. How is everyone?
What are you gonna do? Sometimes you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't.
yeah.
We were having sync issues. Yeah, I don't know. So let us know, guys. If you guys have any questions at all, let us know. Let us know. Appreciate everyone checking in, and let us know where you're joining from. I'll set my computer a little bit farther back, see if it doesn't pick it up as much.
Yeah, that'd probably help. That's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still picks it up a little bit.
A little bit, but it's better than it was.
Yeah, I'll try not to lean in on it. But yeah, glad you're able to join the live. Speaking of your surgery and recovery, how's things going, man? You had some major surgeries done.
Yeah. And then I'm still recovering from the heart attack that I had about 6 weeks ago. I thought everything was okay. I went to Vegas for the APA show, and that was a nightmare. But I just had an echocardiogram yesterday, and I have another appointment with my doctor next month. They want to put in a pacemaker and give me a pager, put me on the transplant program. So my echocardiogram showed 24% function. So that anything under 25 qualifies you for the transplant program. But not quite sure if I'm going to do that yet.
So do you have some crazy procedures now getting on planes or going through TSA and all that because of
Oh
that?
Lord, I didn't have a problem going to Vegas. On the way back I did. So I had, the back surgery, and I've got these little cards that I carry for everything, my shoulders, my heart, my back. I have all these different cards for TSA. So I give that to them first, and then they say, well, you got to go through the special line you know, and which is the full body scan. You put your hands up in the air like this, and they've changed that body scan because a couple of years ago, some women sued the TSA. They said they didn't want their private parts visible to the screener. So they changed their software now, and the only thing it does is it creates a silhouette, and it puts rectangles where it sees anything unusual. So, of course, I had a big rectangle in my groin and rectangles in my shoulders and in my chest and in my leg and in my arm and all over the place. I've got these rectangles. So I have to get the pat down. And I said, come on, guys, I have cards for everything right here. It's telling you where all these implants are. And they said, well, we're really, they did the pat down, and they were really concerned with the groin one. And I said, well, there's a groin one because I've got steel plates and metal rods, and I've got stainless steel wire wrapping around my coccyx, you know, the tailbone. And that's not going to change. And he says, well, we have to bring you to a special room, and we're going to need to do a strip search. And I said, only in your wildest sleep imagination.
Right.
And I just started a big deal right there. I called Breeze, the airline. They actually sent a manager down, and the supervisor at TSA actually came over and said the same thing, you know. And I said, no, you can do whatever you want, but you're not going to do that. And the manager from Breeze came down, went over. They had a big argument, the manager and the supervisor. She had my cards because I gave them all to her. And then finally she came over. TSA never said another thing to me. And she gave me back the cards. She said, you can go pick up your bag. So that was a nightmare.
Hey, Rick, do you have a set of headphones?
It's not mine. It's not coming from me.
No, it's not yours. Rick's is echoing so bad that
you are too.
It is. I hardly even have my. I'll oops.
Okay. Mute your.
So now, yeah, you and I talk. We don't get it. We don't hear any of that feedback.
No, there's no echo now.
So it's coming from Rick. That's why I asked if you had some headphones you could put on and not use your computer speakers.
I hardly have my speakers. Like they're low enough where I can hardly even hear you guys.
Yeah, but it's enough to pick up what we're saying.
Yeah.
But look, I might make this easier because I've got prime rib steak waiting for me off the barbecue. My wife came out earlier, and I think I'm going to go eat some dinner. It's already 7:45 here, so I think I'm going to head on out.
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate you jumping in and saying hello. And
thanks for inviting me.
maybe we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good to
See you, Rick.
you.
Bye, Roger.
Have you again. Yeah.
Okay. See you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Rick said Fish Lake in Indiana's here. Hello, hello. Here it said, you will notice there's an echo when Rick is talking. Rick, you have got to set you got to get a set of earbuds or headset. Yeah, I have a set. I'll have to just start bringing them in.
Get you a gamer's headset. It's got the headset and the mic on it.
Yeah, I have a set. Actually, I'd have to run out to my truck and grab it, but I do have a set. But I've never had an issue with the verbiage before.
Yeah, the back feedback's getting bad.
Yeah. Well, we still got 30 minutes of the live. If you want, I'll run out and grab them real quick. You want to take in some of these comments? I'll run and grab those. Be right back.
Yeah, except I can't display it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, sorry, guys. I'll try my headphones next time. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, I got a bad cough.
Spectral Reality said, how's the gas price where everyone is? It's about $1.70 here in and Northern Ontario. But what you get in native reserves $1.50. They're talking about energy lockdowns in some countries. I don't even. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, that $1.70 price for, in case somebody's thinking that's a gallon, that's a liter.
Let's see. So the local gas station, BP, premium's $5.98, regular's $4.45, mid-grade is $4.74, and diesel is $4.93. That's in the Chicagoland area.
Here in the Quad Cities, if I go over to the Iowa side, it's E15 is, I think it was $3.19 yesterday, but diesel on both sides of the river is $4.99.
Yeah. Especially now it says are limited how much you can buy and other limits and how much you can drive based on the plate number being odd or even. Whoa, that's crazy.
Huh.
Odd days can drive. That is crazy. Wow, that's crazy. We're not at that point yet, but that's crazy. Let me turn this. I got an air cleaner behind me. Maybe it was overworking the background noise killer. You sound any different, Roger?
No, you're still getting feedback.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell this thing, man. Chris said about our gas prices are up 40% mainly due to panic buying. That's crazy. That's crazy. So what? How do they expect if you can only drive on odd days or even days based on your plates? How do you expect people to work? Like, what's that about? What do they tell?
Well, if it comes to that around here, I'll drive my car instead of my truck because there's no numbers on that license plate. No letters.
There you go. I got vanity plates. My plate says Rick. And my Harley plates say IBW. So I like that. That's all they say. There's no letters, no nothing. San Jose Great said, my father-in-law used to say when they call them golden years, but I haven't found any gold. Yeah. Spectrum said, I heard the airports in US are really shit show right now.
Yes, they are. And I'm flying in mid-April. So I'm hoping it gets straightened out by then.
I think the biggest problem right now is that TSA is not being paid. So they're probably cranky and just in a bad mood, which I don't blame them.
Well, they're not showing up.
And now they're sending in ICE to help them. So the TSA is kind of like, screw you. How are you going to send someone else to help me and they get paid and I'm doing my job and I haven't, so they're almost internal beef, right? Yeah. Just crazy.
And of course, all the MICE people have been trained in TSA procedures, right?
Since the exact same thing was happening the other week when Rick was not turning off the mic. I thought last week when I did it from my phone, it was perfect. I don't know. I'll bring in my headsets and start using my headsets from now on for the mic. We'll see if that makes a difference. Chris said prime rib is pretty important. I ate some tacos. Chris said, believe it or not, the tool rack behind Rick is causing the echo verb. So we started at $1.56 per liter. Now $2.34 per liter. Diesels, that's euros. Yeah, that's this war is gonna cause some crazy times, man. Just so we have in the past had odd and evens for filling up. Didn't they do that, Roger, here like in the 50s or something?
70s.
70s?
Yeah. It's about 75.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing about when I was a kid, my relatives talking about it. in big lines at the gas stations. Spectrum Reality said it's crazy. Diesel price is less than refined gas and should be cheaper, but they know most commercial vehicles and trucks are using it, so they price gouge. 100% agree.
Well, Clack's got a suggestion for you coming up here.
Let me check it. Yeah, I have it on in the settings within StreamYard. I have echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, and automatically adjust mic volume. I can turn the automatic adjust mic volume off. Maybe it's raising it up and picking it up. Does that make a difference?
Well, let me say something here.
Hello.
No, it's when I talk is when you get the reverb. And you still got it.
Hold on. How about
Of course,
now?
if I don't talk, you won't have any reverb or any backfeed.
Right, but what about now if you're talking?
Okay, so now, no, it's still there.
What about now?
Testing 1, 2. No, still there.
Yeah, I have the mic down to 17. What about now?
Pick up. Yep, it's still there. Not as loud, but it's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna have to bring my headset, I guess. I don't know.
Now your mic volume went way up.
Yeah, I set it to auto.
Wow.
Yeah, I set it. If I set it to automatically adjust, it's like that. How do I sound? Am I okay as far as loudness?
No, okay, that's good now, but boy, for a little bit
Okay.
there.
Yeah, that's when it was set to automatic. Spectrum Reality said carpooling, public trans, I guess. Yeah, that's crazy to me though. Like, wow. It's just crazy. Louisiana
Yeah.
Highway guy said 1979.
1979. Yeah, that was the gas prices. That was.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was the year I was born.
325 for regular Tennessee yesterday. It's kind of about what it is in most places around here.
The dog.
He's got
You've
a
always said
special-
that, dog, Roger?
No, it's my girlfriend's dog.
Oh, okay. Spectrum Reality said $2.14 a liter on the West Coast for Canada, possibly higher now.
Yeah, so Abby here is live on YouTube. I just got my nose. And the
In
other one,
Portland,
Bridget,
Oregon, we were paying $4.79 a gallon because the gas taxes, even before the war, was below $4 a gallon. Yeah,
well,
I just
it might have something to do with state tax on that. I mean, Illinois has real high state taxes on it, just like California.
Chris and Rick, you might have to turn off your speakers, learn how to read lips. Oh man. So it's not one thing, it's another. I'll bring those headsets next time. I'll just try those, but I don't know. Maybe this computer's just crapping out on me. I don't know. It's hardwired. I got a full gig link. You know.
Yeah, but the way to go is a headset because then you can hear everything and there's never any.
Yeah, I have a set, so I'm just gonna have to bring them in and use them from now on.
And the ones I have in are Bluetooth. They just Bluetooth to the computer.
Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, I have the Bluetooth ones as well. That's what, so I'll have to just do that for now on.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a little picture of something up here. This is I'm waiting for Longer to get back with me on their e-print. I think it's a Kickstarter now. but they are supposed to be sending me one when they get into production. So that's Longer's version of the e-printers.
Yeah, you know, when they brought that up
3D
and they
printer.
said talking about sending it to all of us, and then I never heard anything about it at all.
I got another here. Yeah, it's got 2 different print heads, 12 programs, supposed to be 6 times faster than anything else on Earth. So we'll see.
So Spec Reality said, did you hear that California is banning portable gasoline generators? I heard that they're going to ban even like weed whackers and lawnmowers and everything.
And backpack blowers and, well, I would say snow blowers, but you got to be in the north part of the state for that.
Yeah, so I kind of sarcastically asked on Facebook a couple weeks back, like, how many people are using battery operated weed whackers and blowers and this and that? And lo and behold, Lowe's must have been watching, because they were like, hey, we're going to send you that whole entire kit.
Oh,
And then matter of fact, the manufacturer's supposed to drop ship it to me. And I said, what's going on? And they just sent me a $350 credit card, said, walk into Lowe's and buy it. I said, okay.
well, with me being a DeWalt guy, my leaf blower is DeWalt 60 volt, and my weed whacker is a 60 volt.
Yeah, so everything I have is still, right? Like, and it's all gas. But to the point of what you're saying, that some of these gas prices are going to be so ridiculous, you know, people are going to start looking for alternatives, and some of these state laws are going to change, that people are definitely going to be looking for alternatives. So maybe become more of a norm, not just that eco-friendly neighbor. That may be something you see more and more often. But I'm really curious to see how powerful it actually is and how long the battery actually lasts. So we'll see. You'll see those videos next week. But yeah.
Yeah. So the minute he does that, his video will mess up. You'll get your audio fixed and your video screw up.
Oh man. Any Rick Lab is haunted. I use speakers on StreamYard, but I do have an Echo Wave mic.
So got a wave mic. That's mic.
Yeah, I've been shopping around looking at brush and centers, and now Still is selling battery operated brush. That's crazy. So even Still's getting into it. So when you start seeing that, that means something. You know?
Well, Still does have a battery operated chainsaw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they know it's coming. So no thanks. I'll take the old blue smoke, two cycle.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, it's going to be some. Times are just changing, you know, and it's going to be something that it's not going to be just, you know, the eco-friendly or the budget-friendly or the tech geek. You know, that just may be something that's just the way it is. And then you, with your Still, like myself, maybe look like the old guy. Oh, look at he's got a, you know, a gas blower, you know. You think you're the cool guy, and you may be looking like the idiot to everybody else, is what I'm trying to say. So, for everyone's advice, if I was to purchase a mic and not use my DJI mic, what mic would you suggest that I look into? Let me know.
Yeah, depends how much you want to spend.
I'd say less than 500.
Well, that headset I have it with the mic killer and everything else, and I assume my audio comes through pretty good.
Yeah,
It's made by a company called Odium, and it was less than $50.
yeah. I'll take a look. I may just use the headsets. Like I said, I had the headsets with the built-in mic. They're like $600, so they're decent ones. I use them for work all day. My conspiracy is that EV companies are a lobby and outlaw gasoline. I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think that's like the obvious. 100%. You know that these lobbyists get paid for all this crazy stuff. 100%. I believe that. They're definitely pushing for these laws. It's to their advantage. A lot of big oil companies indeed have heavy invested in green new scam. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of funny that the actual refinery companies themselves are the ones investing in green. What does that say? They're kind of know the future's coming. They're reading their fate, so to speak. Spectrum Reality said they want to control and limit everyone's mobility. They want to end car ownership and make subscription basic everything else. You know what I was thinking was crazy about these cars? Is they're literally going to make a car have all these features and be subscription based. Like, oh, you want it to have additional horsepower? Oh, pay this, and we're literally going to send a firmware update, and your car's going to have more power. Oh, you want to unlock? To me, it's like, come on, man.
Oh, it'll be a hacker's dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically what's going to happen, right? You're going to buy a base model with all the things disabled, and you're going to go to a hacker, and they're going to enable and turn all that on. Yeah. Void your warranty. 30 minutes left in the live. Let us know if you have any questions. Appreciate everyone checking in. Lois, you're coming from. I'm also curious to how many people in the live actually own a UV laser, because more and more people are getting them. Just curious.
It's kind of on my list of something to get, but I am so busy right probably all the way through August. Yeah, and I'll be in Mexico the first week of July and the first week of August, November, and the last 2 weeks of Christmas.
Clack, what mic do you have?
He's got the Elgato Wave.
Let me check it out. Chris said you had to pay I'm sorry, you had better pay the hacker or they might drive you off a cliff. Yeah. You can't scam that guy, right?
Okay, speaking of reality, did you guys do that laser giveaway? Who won and what type of laser was it? The laser is a Mech Pal. No, we haven't given it away yet. I had some pretty severe family issues in December. Kind of messed things up for quite a while.
So soon. Whenever you're ready, Roger. If you still want to do it.
Yep, we'll still do it. You just got to get it out and get some pictures taken of it.
Soon, so we'll announce it for sure. Ordinary Woodworker said no UV for me. I'm gonna check that on Amazon.
Yeah, Elgato Wave 3.
Let's see. $150. It's not bad.
No.
The sheer one I was looking at was $549.
No, my DJ setup, I have sure marks.
Yeah. Well, I also have the silver arm for the mic. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that. I think I might try that. Like it's above me so you don't see it in my shot. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. And I don't think it's my equipment. I think it's my computer. And just to be honest, I'm not ready yet to drop $7,000 on a new MacBook Pro.
Well, Steve uses a Sennheiser mic.
Yeah, my daughter's about to go in college and the bills are going to start hitting in hard. Matter of fact, I just bought my daughter a new Mac. Didn't buy myself one. How you like that? David said there's a play to put Big Al Banks,
AI banks.
AI Banks in out area. I'm wondering how that will affect our electricity.
That's kind of been a debate. I'm in the, well, Rick and I are both in the electrical field. So we kind of know where this is going.
I would just say that I can't comment on this because if it circles back to where I work, it might get me in trouble. Chris said, I have a UV Sculpt Phone 5-watt. It's 50% special deal. So how could I say no? 50% off? That's pretty cool. Actually, for the mic and the arm, it's about $250. It works in USB. Yeah, it's not a bad deal at all. Like I said, the shear mic that kind of was close to that was $549. So a directional mic also helps for background noise. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'll probably end up buying it after the live today. So then you can see there's a big difference. Just a set of earplugs like Roger will solve the issue. To be honest with you, I know that will, because I use a set like that all day for work on these teleconference meetings, but I just wear them all day long. I get tired of wearing. I wear them all day. Yeah, so I'd rather just have a mic because those things are never off my head.
Well, in about 3 weeks, I'll be having hearing aids.
Oh yeah,
I do need them because I got the volume just cranked on these so I can hear them.
So my father-in-law has hearing aids with Bluetooth.
Yeah, no, Bluetooth. I control them with my phone.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I can even answer my phone and hang out with them.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's crazy. Yeah,
but for $5,200, they should do
that. You know, from being around heavy equipment all of my life, my wife, when she'd talk to me, she'd be like this. And I'd be like, look at me when you're talking to me. You know, I can't hear you. And I said that in the store, and she's like, you can't say that in public. You know, people think like you're like some abusive, like I'm yelling at her, but I'm just kind of like, what? Like, I can't hear you.
Yep, Sennheiser makes some really bad on mics.
Let me check that. I'll check it out. Let me Google this.
Like I said, that's what Steve uses in his studio.
$289. $289, $299. Is there like run of the mill mic? Yeah, I got to do some homework. I think before our next live, I'll have a mic. We'll get that checked out. That's the mission. Yeah, I used to own a recording studio. Oh, okay, cool. So then you would know. So if you're saying Shure versus this, you say this mic. USB condenser, set streaming, has a filter. I'm using the microphone through the instant. I'm sorry. I'm using the microphone through the DJI mic right now, and the speakers that I'm listening to are from the onboard speakers on my Mac. And I push the laptop back, you know, farther than arm's reach. So I don't know.
But when I talk, we still get the feedback.
Yeah. So mic it is. We'll try the mic. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna buy that Shure mic. I think that's like the Billy Badass of all mics, right? but you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, $549. It's blurring out, but so what's the difference between a mic with a preamp and not a preamp?
Well, there's also balanced and unbalanced. There's a you can almost write a book about it.
So would I want a preamp or no?
Probably not for this.
Because if it's not a preamp, it's $439. So if it's a built-in preamp, it's $549.
Now you got to see what's the output on it. Is it XLR? Is it XLR balance? Is it a 40 volt? Where you need phantom power? I mean, there's a lot of things you got to look into there when you get into higher ends.
It's a 7 dB dynamic vocal mic with built-in preamp. It
It's
says
probably
for
got
podcasting pro.
It's probably set up with an XLR output. You're going to need a mixer.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at this and homework to do, guys. Homework to do. So before our next live, I'll have a new mic. I'm done with these issues.
When I'm recording videos, I'll use one of my Shures or I'll use my Hollylands. But for here in the live stream, these Odiums just work just fine.
Yeah, when I'm recording my videos, I use my DJI, but obviously I'm not using a speaker, so there's no issues of picking up my own audio. Chris said, I sent my Bose headphones back. They found them. They were faulty, very rare, but I've never owned. Spectrum Reality said, Shure and Sony are both the top tier audio manufacturers. Shure generally preferred. It's rugged, durable, and warm-toned wired microphones. Often used in live vocals, yeah. SM58.
That's why with my DJ setup, I have Shure mics. I got to make sure I have good vocals for that.
Yeah. Spectrum said often provides a bright, more architectural sound with spectral digital options. Clack said if you get an XLR, you're going to need a mixer also.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Phantom power 48 volts is a DC voltage.
It's sent through XLR cables of power active electronics, just like condenser microphones, some ribbon microphones, and active DI boxes. Standard mixers have. When I'm shooting video up in the loft, that mic you see that's is close to me, that table mounted mic, that has the XLR output, it has phantom power, and it goes into a mixer.
Interface provides the power needed for sensitive diaphragm to operate. Yeah, so it looks like I have some homework. I might drop some links in our, I will. I'll drop some links in our Facebook group, and I appreciate anyone who has some advice. Steer me in the right direction. What you guys think? These podcasts are getting pretty good. We definitely have grown an audience, so I don't want to be the squeaky wheel on the live, so to speak. So we got to get this issue fixed. Yeah, you can buy adapters to switch it to virtually any input. There you go.
Unless it needs phantom power. Then you need a mixer. Okay, Chris says once Rick sorts out all the live stream problems, his chair will probably start sinking.
Oh, God. Like, I'd stick with USB. I don't have room for all XLR gear and connections. I also don't record in 8K. I used to record in 8K, and I only did 8K because YouTube said if you upload an 8K, you're going to have preferred viewage, like a premium push, because they're trying to get 8K. But the problem with 8K was they would take up to 72 hours to do your review to approve it. So during that 72 hours, you had 480i. So you either had to only make it private, wait for them to approve it, and then publish it. But then, yeah, it was just so I upgraded in 4.7. Well, 5.7K, which basically accepts it as 4K.
I just upload mine to 4K.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't bother with the 8K anymore. Even though my camera can do it, it's like, what's the point? But yeah. So you guys see this new Max now for $600? It's pretty wild. 512 gigs of RAM, $600. I just bought one for my daughter.
What do I run for my DJ setup? I use a laptop with professional deck software. I can also do karaoke out of it. Got a Gemini mixer, headset mic. I can't remember the brand name of. Yeah, a couple of Shure mics, and then for speakers I have self-powered. I don't remember the brand of those either. But it's a whole lot better now than what I was doing it 20 years ago. Because everything was heavy and big and
Chris said 8K needs too much bandwidth for quality gained. Yeah. That's the point too, exactly what you're saying though. You're uploading in 8K and the viewer, even though it's 8K, is probably dropping down to 4K if they don't have the speed to watch it in 8K. You know? Yeah, Spectrum Reality said, yeah, Mini Mac, I want to pick one up. Yeah, I bought it for my daughter like the day they came out, so I think we get it next week. I was surprised it takes 2 weeks to come, but they sent the mouse the very next day. And I said, here you go, you got a mouse. You don't have a computer, but you got a new mouse. Jay Cloudfather said 48 VDC is called phantom power, generally used on balance lines, microphones, self-powers, and most balance line. So let me ask you a question then. So do I want a preamp or not preamp mic if I'm using it for these podcasts?
I don't think you need that. Yeah, like I said, if you get one with a preamp and balance line, you're going to have to buy a mixer.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. It looks like they have on Shure's Amazon account, they actually have a link that it says podcast. And if I click on podcast, it has 3 mics, a dynamic mic, and a little boom mic. Kind of looks like the DJI that's directional. Interesting. I got some homework to do, guys. But like I said, I think the video issue is resolved now for sure. But looks like I'm working through some audio issues now, so we'll have a mic. I like Clax as a USB will serve you well.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's on the mission. I use a Yamaha mixing board with 48-volt power option. There are adapters available for most audio stores.
My Gemini board has 48 volt kind of power.
Clack said, I see no need to spend $1,000 on a mic. Most folks listen to Amazon speakers on AirPods. There you go. I agree. I'm not making a rap video, right? I'm not recording audio vocals for music, but I'm just trying to fix audio issues. USB mic is great, but 3M distance limits 100 feet.
Yeah, 600 ohm, 100 feet. If you're using a USB mic and you're sitting at your desk, we're doing a podcast here, you got maybe a 3-foot cord.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere far. Lots of podcasters use Guitar Hero mics. They're made by Logitech. Huh. That's crazy. That's like a gamer thing, so I assume, yeah.
Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
You ever play it?
Nah.
Oh.
You?
I did a couple times, but I played against a teenager, so I got my ass whipped.
Christopher, YouTube, I use cheap headphones and the money headphones live on the theater. In live theater. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Like I said, I do have a really nice pair of headphones with built-in mics. I just didn't want to wear them because I wear them all day long. But yeah, so I think I'm just going to go with a Shure mic and fix the issue. So next week, you guys see me with a Shure mic. Oh, great. You can thank Lowe's for that. I use my Lowe's money to buy me a mic. So yeah. But appreciate everyone's input. If anyone has any questions, we got 9 minutes left here in the live. Sorry if I'm causing the verbiage issues. Like I said, the issue will be resolved. And I love all the comments on the DeWalt tools. Yeah, definitely. Here you go. Let me take a shot. We're going the wrong way. This was a lot of 3D printing, man. A lot of 3D. Yep. But it was well worth it, I think.
I don't have my side camera hooked up over here, or I could shoot my hex wall. I don't have it hooked up to the mixer.
But yeah, so I was happy. Yeah, I was happy. But man, I don't care what kind of 3D printer you have. They're slow. I was like, I thought it would take you like a couple hours. I'm like, it took me like 2 weeks. But it looks so much better. So I'm happy. So now I'm actually going to be printing stuff for the AMS Pros. I want to stack them because they're just kind of like thrown crappily on the table over here. Let's say, Rick, hey, Rick may consider implant speakers.
Don't you have your AMSs on top of your printer?
No, look here. I'll turn the camera. Let me turn it. What's wrong, man? There it goes. See how they're just sitting there like that?
Oh.
They're just
okay. Here's mine. Every one of them's on top of the printers.
Yeah, so I have 2 AMSs Pros and 2 HTs. So I'm just gonna put them on shelves and put them one above the other.
Where's my hex wall?
Yeah, so that's what I plan to do.
And there's my filmer rod.
Yeah, because they're just on these crack tables with all my stuff stuffed under them. But yeah. So that's the plan. Put it under there and that'll make it look a little nice. Spectrum said that's a pretty badass shot, Rick. Thank you, man. A lot of DeWalt tools for sure. Rick, that rack is 12 out of 10. Oh, nice. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Translator said you talked about my clean shop. Hey, man, your shop is badass.
Yeah.
Your shop is badass. For sure. Tim says, okay, if you turn your speakers towards the CNC, you can reduce the echo.
Yeah, but then you couldn't see the screen.
Yeah, because I'm not using speakers. I'm using the onboard speakers in my Mac. So, like I said, I'm just going to get the mic. We'll put the mic here. Maybe I'm seeing the mic in front of me, whatever, but it is what it is. Just get these little peaks ironed out and call it a day. Yeah, so then you guys can let me know. I'm going to drop the links. I think I'll probably go through 3 different mics. Let me know what you guys think. Which one's was the best one and get that ordered up today. But I definitely agree with Roger saying, like, if I can avoid a mixer, that would be nice.
Oh, I guess I could bring up something that happened to me here. Turn my camera around. Oh, look at that mess. Oop.
What is it?
Blew out a hot end.
Oh.
And
Nice.
I mean, I blew out a hot end.
It literally just exploded like that?
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah, I got to replace a few parts here. I've got them laying there. There they are. Just got to get to it.
Yeah. I you know what? I bought the so right now these are just the standard 0.4 Bamboo Labs, but I bought the high flows, but I haven't put them in yet. Have you noticed the difference between the standards and the high flows?
Not really.
There's a big difference in price.
Yeah, I mean, here's a high flow right here.
Yeah, but it's a significant. It's like almost double the price or close to.
Yeah, but I haven't really noticed any performance improvement.
Yeah, I bought them. I haven't used them yet, but I figured I would try it and see what it's like. But see, that's what that's your 3D printer, right?
What, behind me?
Some weird noises. Jam broke the wire for my hot end on the AD5X the other day as well. Yeah.
Well, what happened on that A1 is I had a blob form and I wasn't here, and it just kept getting bigger until it just blew the hot end apart. Oh, pop down the next comment. I've got an answer for this. Okay, you guys ever get micro explosions from your honeycomb grow filling up with gases when cutting? Here a little bit. Well, if here's a way to eliminate it. You elevate your honeycomb a quarter of an inch above your your protective plate underneath, and you won't have that. Yeah, a lot of times when you get them explosions, then you end up with little black marks on the back of your project.
I was wondering why every time I went to turn the camera, I was being goofy. It's because StreamYard was mirroring it and my camera was mirroring it, so I was across the direction I was going. I've never had that happen. But I think it would scare the shit out of me too. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Never had that happen. That's crazy.
In fact, something I sell. Oh, where are they at? I sell sets of 3D printed honeycomb risers. From one of the four corners.
There you go.
And we sell a lot of them.
Obviously for a reason. All right, guys. Look, we had 8:30. We're at time. Appreciate everyone joining the live. I promise the next live I'll have a new mic, so we won't have these audio issues. Looks like I fixed the video issues, but we're still having some audio issues, so we'll get that wrapped up. Rogers, you want to say anything on the closeout?
Well, Santa's saying I'm selling in my shirt. I just wonder what he's got on tonight.
We'll have to do one of our lives, perhaps.
We'll see you all next week.
See you next week. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for joining.